How you doing, everyone? If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen the picture of this blank already. I haven't done any filming. I didn't do any filming yesterday because my phone was dead and I always film with my phone. So that's what the stage where we're at with the Storm Arashi copy. So yeah, I've also bored the hole for the rattle. So yeah, looking pretty good. I'm just in the dining area here for just to change the scenery. Sorry, I'm just gonna start. Whoa, we're just gonna start carving the the sides, the chamfers. So I made some chamfer lines here for this. It's got quite a subtle curve in it. That's sort of the shape I'm going for. Sort of a oval type shape, and it's quite shallow on the curve at the top part of the profile there. So I'm actually gonna sort of use this as a stencil to find where I'm going in terms of where I'm putting the chamfers. I'm just gonna use my finger as a it's a bit of a stopper, a bit of a gauge. That's what the pen works. That's what that looks like. I'm leaving this bit fairly flat. I'll go in there and just sort of be very mindful about how much material I take out of this center part here, but I'm just going to take the edges off this for now and go from there. I'll work on the top half first, and then I'll flip over and do the bottom side. I'm going to do the bottom later, only because I want to keep some areas flat, because I'm going to drill here for the holes for the hardware, so for the weight, and also for the twist eye in here. So that's where your weight's going to sit. You want to sit the weight quite forward because the bib's quite large on this. You want it to actually sit, head down a little bit, so the tail half, if you know what I mean. So this sort of bit there is pretty much where what's going to be floating only. So this part of the head's going to want to be under the water a little bit. So that's just going to help, when you initially start winding, it'll start the dive straight away, rather than, I've found with a couple of my lures already that with the way that the weight is, and I'm quite sparing with the amount of weight I put in. I don't put too much weight in them, but yeah, this one here is, I'm going to try and weight it a bit heavier so that the head stays down. As I found at my other lures, as I was explaining before, it sits on the surface of the water just when you start to pull it, it dives down. But if you retrieve really, like as soon as it hits the water, for example, it can skate across the surface a little bit. So I don't know, just something I've picked up through the few lures that I've built so far. So yeah, that's that. We'll get to carving this top half in a sec, and we'll go from there. Starting to take shape now. Probably just sand the rest and keep checking with my gauge here. Refine that shape a bit. Looking pretty good, as opposed to the other side. So, if there's a bit of wind noise, sorry for that, guys. It is a bit windy out here today. I have put the twist wires in. I actually drilled this with a drill. I had the two halves put together so I could drill a hole down the center, and that's the way I sort of done it. I think normally people put the twist eyes in on an angle like this or this, but I wasn't able to do that this time because of the chamber for the rattle where it is. So I've left that there. I've drilled holes for the weight and stuff like that already, just so it's a bit easier to manage than trying to drill through the resin and the wood, because the wood's softer than the resin, and always track away from the resin, and it's hard to get a centered hole. So that's what I've done. Now I'm going to mix up some resin and put it all together. So that's that. The rattle is pretty good. It's just got the end of I've actually cut the end of a 6mm bolt. I didn't have any small washers, so I cut the end of this bolt off, just about 1 or 2 threads worth, and that's made me rattle for it. So you can hear that's pretty good. So that's that. What I'll do is just paste some on here. And whack that in there. Something on top of that. The chamber in this lower section here, bang, and I'm going to join these up. One clamp. Right, that's going to sit there for a while, and then I can work more on the weight hole and start getting it prepped for testing once I get the bib sorted. So we'll do the bib while we're waiting for that to set, and we'll move into seeing into the body. So yeah, getting there. Okay, so I've headed back inside. I've got to get the bib template printed out. I printed it out before, but I accidentally threw it in the bin because I thought I thought I'd cut it out already, but I hadn't. So I've got to, whoa, turn the printer on, you bloody goon. Let's have a look here. Printer on. Huh. For a second I didn't think it worked. That would have been different. All right. I think I need a new laptop. There's a little bib there. Actually traced that off the original bib, so I know it's the right dimensions. But the trick is the length. So I can only go to where it joins the nose. I've got to sort of estimate the length that it goes into the body. Yeah, just by a sort of best guess, really. So that's pretty much that. Okay, now what I'm going to try to do is figure out roughly how much extra length I'm going to need for this bib. Because basically what I've done is I've traced it off the edge of the bib, but I can only go as far as where the nose. So this is actually where the nose meets the lure, if you know what I mean. So essentially that is up to here, like that. So I've now got to calculate extra length in the bib material to go into the lure's body itself. So that's what I'm going to do now, sort of hopefully without disturbing too much, just sort of eyeball it a little bit and go from there. So, yep, get this bit of wire. So gauge the length. I need about that much extra. Okay, so I need it 21mm longer on the bib. 21mm. Okay. 21mm long, and this will be approximate. 26 wide. So 26 wide, 21mm long. Right. Okay, so to make it a bit easier, it curved in a little bit here on both inner edges here from the original templates trace. So I've just basically measured a straight line to where it meets here. So it's going to be a slightly different bib shape, not real different. You're getting a little bit more volume on the sides here. So if need be, I can fix that up later on. But this is the template for the bib. I've traced this onto the original thing as well, so I'll scan and have that ready to go, so I can make additional ones if I want to, especially if this one fishes well and operates the way I want it to. So that's good. Rightio. So you might notice that now it's dark. I'm going to be a bit more quiet because it's about 12 o'clock at night. I've got this well and truly shaped now. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to put the bib on, or make the bib and glue it in, and then I'll probably wait 15 or 20 minutes for the resin to set, and then I'll put the sealing coat on it. So I'll do that in a minute, and that's pretty much ready to swim test. Now, I'm not going to paint this in this video because I've just recently purchased an airbrush, which I'm pretty excited about. Thanks to Dinger from Murray Crab Fishing for getting me onto that particular kit. A bloke had it on a page in Facebook was happy enough to sell it to me. And yeah, so hopefully get some practice in. I might do that as some separate episodes for the lures I build in these ones. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. I've got to get some practice in, and we'll go from there. There you go, bro. How awesome are these things? Little ringy. There's a couple of them. I can't see the other one. Let's see. Oh, I'm losing this one now. Just, I like these more than the brush tails. Brush tails are noisy. Big bastards. They bully these ones. These actually make really great pets if you have a license. I believe you need a license for them. Similar to a cat, they tell me. It's me cheap Coles glue stick. Get that out. So I've done is just fold the end of that up so I can keep the center line there and expose the bit of the bib that I want to go through. There's probably other ways to do it, but that's just the way I found it works for me. So it's a little bit wide on the ends there, so I'm going to actually take away some of that material. I'm just going to hit it with the file, just angle it in, that's all. Yeah, that looks all right. I'll give that about 15 minutes and then I'll dip it with some clear coat. Got some weight in the belly, ready to test her out. So Yeah, excited. Okay, so not as head down as what I first thought, but it has got head down. You see the tail is up only, and the head's down. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so looking pretty good in terms of position when you put it in the water, so that's good. Now I'll just swim it and see how she looks as well. Oh yeah, that's the go. Quite aggressive. Not super wide, but it's got a wide action. So just as a comparison, this is the actual Stormarashi. So you see the head down, the tail up is a little bit more pronounced. And the hook hanger is actually hanging out of the water, and the head's basically just yeah, right down. Yeah, so a little bit different, but not too much. The action's almost identical though, so I've got that nailed pretty good. So, and obviously, as I was saying before, the rattle in the wooden one is much more subtle. Much more subtle in the wooden one, and you can hear the rattle pretty clearly in this one. But I think that's a good thing though, because so you can throw something with the same profile with a different sonic frequency in the water might actually be the difference between getting bites and not on any particular day. So even though they're the same shape and all, they'll emit completely different sound through the water. So yeah, pretty cool. Not only that, mass-produced lure. This and every other Stormarashi are going to sound exactly like a Stormarashi. My wooden lure is going to sound like my wooden lure and my wooden lure only. And if I make another one, it'll sound even minutely different again. So that's the benefit with timber lures, I think. So yeah, awesome. Pretty much the last step, guys. Just putting some baking powder and some super glue to set the weight in. And that's pretty much it. Then it's just refining the shape again, because you get a bit of build up on the top of it. So I'll do that now, and then that's pretty much done. Rightio, so I'm pretty happy with how the lure turned out. This one is gonna catch 100%. I cannot wait for summer to come around so that we can get stuck into some cod fishing again once season reopens. Stick around for the painting of this lure in another episode later on down the track. We'll get to that soon, and we'll continue on with the next build for next week. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Also comments, let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. If there's something I missed and you want to know about it, just leave a question down there, no problem. I am still learning this stuff, so let me know if I can do anything better as well. So that's cool. Thanks again, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, consider doing so, and we'll see you in the next video. Just keep flicking.